Yo, what's good, man? This is the FitPhia podcast, which one and only host, Glory. Boy, back again with another special interview. All right. And here with the one and only, let me say, Sophia.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yes.
All right, Sophia. All right, so to talk to the mic, you just gotta get a little close.
All right.
Yeah, y'all good. Yeah, so Sophia, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, but before that, y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification button as well. Cause interviews like this gonna always be coming out. So shit, who wanna miss it, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So Sophia, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is Sophia. I am a gym influencer or a fitness influencer, but I am also a certified personal trainer and a certified nutrition coach. I just started recently, like recording videos on social media regarding fitness. I have an Instagram page and a TikTok page. My TikTok page recently blew up not too long ago. Pretty quickly. I honestly was not ready for that, but yeah, it blew up pretty quickly. And I did get recognition on Instagram just a little bit as well because I was literally I had like 100 followers a few months ago on Instagram. And now it's like 1,000. So
That's crazy.
yeah. So and then TikTok is another story. Like TikTok is like 45,000, I want to say, on TikTok. But yeah. So that's me. I'm also a student as well, a pre-med student at UB. So yeah.
All right. And you kind of mentioned basically you recently just started getting on social media, like
Yeah.
posting your videos and so on. And what kind of motivated you to like start that process?
Okay, so I actually started, when I first started my Instagram page, that's when I started the gym. So I started the gym February 2022. And then I just started posting on Instagram. I was very nervous to post on Instagram. It wasn't something that I was consistent with at all. I would post and then, not post for weeks, months. But yeah, so honestly, what motivated me is when I started gaining recognition on TikTok. So when I realized like my video was going viral, I was like, oh my God, I gotta take this serious. So so the posting on social media is what really and then going viral on TikTok is what really motivated me to continue to post and produce videos for people who are interested, because a lot of people were asking me questions. A lot of people were asking me how to do this, how can I do that.
Right.
So I just felt like I just had to, wake up and start posting.
Start posting. And it's actually crazy because nowadays you see there's a lot of like fitness influencers on social media, like posting daily.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, let's also let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
All right, let's start from the beginning. How everything just started out, like from the start to now. Okay. So Sophia, you're born in America, right?
Yes, I
You're
was.
American, correct? And then just being here, like what kind of what kind of life were you living, like to start with, like with your child, throughout your childhood? Sorry.
So I grew up. Well, I was born in Denton, Texas, actually. So I'm not from the Buffalo area, but I did grow up here pretty much. I've been in Buffalo in the New York area for over 10 years. So I would say I did grow up in New York. But as a child, I moved around a lot. So I lived pretty much all over. I lived in Canada. I lived in Africa. I lived in Africa for a few years with my dad. He got remarried to somebody there, so I was there when I was a child. I lived in all parts of the South, and then recently we just moved up to New York, and we've been here since I was about 9 years old. Yep. So, and we lived in the suburb part of New York, Hamburg, New York, and I want to say I moved to the city of Buffalo when I was a junior in high school. So I continued to go to my school in the suburbs because I didn't really want to switch schools. I just stuck with that school, graduated from there. So traveling was a lot. There was at one point where I had to take the bus and the bus ride was like at least 2 hours to get to my school in the suburbs from
2
here.
hours.
Yeah, it's like a 30 minute drive.
So you was taking the bus from the suburbs
Yeah,
to the city.
from the city to the suburbs.
From the city. Okay,
Yeah.
so you went through that one process where like
I had
they
to
kind
wake
of
up.
switch up like your district so you could
Yeah.
go to a nice school, whatever.
Yeah, we kind of did something illegal, but they didn't know that I moved. So my school didn't know that I moved. The school that was in the suburbs, they didn't know I had moved to the city. So we kind of kept it on the low.
Right.
And I was just commuting there through bus. So it was a lot. I had to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning just to get on the bus. I had to catch like 3 buses to get to school. But I did stick with it. And then eventually I saved up for a car and was able to, commute here and there from school. And then eventually I graduated, went to college. I went to college at University of Albany. I am currently a junior, but I did just transfer to UB, so I'll be starting UB in the fall. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's crazy. You have a story to tell.
Yeah.
You have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Let me now just dive into your business.
Yeah.
You say your father was able to remarry. So what
Yes.
happened to the first marriage, if you don't mind telling us?
So, my mom and my dad, they split when I was very young. So I was around maybe 1 years old when they split. The marriage just didn't end up working out, typical. They just, heads were clashing. They didn't have the same views anymore. So yeah, they did split, and I was living with my mom for a while.
Right.
And then after that, my dad wanted to take me in. So he took me in. I lived with him, and in a little bit of that time, I lived in the city of New York, in Queens, Far Rockaway. So that's where I was living. And then we left to Gambia, West Africa, and I was there for a few years. He did get remarried, and yeah.
Did that kind of like affect you as a child, like your mental health and so on? Because a lot of times, like going from one parent to the next parent, going from one parent to the next parent, kind of like affect the child's,
Definitely
living habits. Like for example, you build friendship here with certain kids and so on. Now
Yeah.
you're moving to a whole different state to build another new friendship. Like how, like did that kind of like affect you as a child? If you could tell me?
Honestly, no. I was a very understanding child.
Right.
So I processed a lot. I grew up pretty quickly at a young age. So things like that really didn't affect me. Divorce with my mom and my parents, because it happened to me so young. I didn't really have a memory of them being together. So I kind of was just brought up knowing that, my mom and my dad aren't together, and that's okay. Moving around, yes, at first I was sad about leaving friends, but I got used to it. I wouldn't say that it affect like my mental health really. I've been fine. Yeah, I've been good. I just I adapt to things really well. You know what I mean? So it's like moving around, meeting new people. It's honestly, I just started to love it. I started to love moving around and meeting different people each time and creating new bonds everywhere. So it's like now I have so many friends everywhere, and it's just, I like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, honestly, I just had a more of a positive outlook at it. I do wish that I did grow up in a 2-parent home. Like as of right now, I do look back at my childhood and wish that my parents were together, or even if I had like a father figure, they don't even have to be together as long as I had a father figure at that time. But other than that, like right now, but other than that,
right now he's just
yeah,
with the flow.
I'm going with the flow. Yeah,
Going with the flow. Nice. Okay, so now let's look into high school. You say you went through high school. You was in a suburban high school. So like, did you play any sports in high school? And if so, what sport did you play?
Okay, so I actually did not play any sports in high school.
That's crazy.
But there were a few occasions where I did try out for basketball with my friend. We didn't make the team, by the way, but
Y'all made the team?
We didn't. We didn't make the team.
Why? Tell us about that. Everything. Tell us everything. I'm going to let you speak.
I don't know if we were either. I can't remember if we were in 8th grade or 9th grade. Can't remember. It was one of those two. I did apply, or I did try out for basketball. I had no knowledge of basketball. I had no experience with basketball.
Right.
I think me and my friend, we actually had like one basketball lesson with our friend who was a basketball player. He was a boy, and he played on the varsity team. And he coached us like one day.
One time.
One day right before the tryouts. We didn't learn anything at all. But we went to the tryouts. We did our best. I really thought that I was going to make the team, and so did she. Until they told us that we weren't going to be able to go to the second tryouts because there's 2 tryouts. We're not going to make it to the second tryouts, and I was very sad. We spent that entire car ride home. She drove me home crying in the car. She was in the front seat. Her dad was driving. I was in the back seat. And yes, we was crying. We were very sad about not making the basketball team, knowing that we had no experience. But
it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what I mean?
It's all good. Now you're a personal trainer.
Right. And I did do cheerleading.
Okay.
In middle school. I did it for, I want to say, a year or maybe 2. Can't remember. Maybe like a year and a half. It wasn't for me. Didn't really like it. I wanted to be a flyer, but at the time I was too tall because I grew. It's crazy because I kind of like grew taller than most people. But yeah, I kind of grew taller than most people really quick. But yeah, that's pretty much, they were like, you can't be a flyer, you're too tall. And I was like, okay.
Right.
And they kind of had me just spot, and I didn't want to spot. I wanted to be in the air. So
hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm confused with all those positions.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't even know them. I think the only thing that I remember is the front spotter, and then the back spotter, and then the people that hold the foot on the sides.
Okay.
That's all I remember. But yeah, I eventually quit. It just wasn't for me. I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really like the vibe. But I did try it out for a little bit. I did compete with the team, the junior varsity team, and stuff like that. But it just wasn't for me.
Just wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever thought about, like, let me say, when you was going into college, you ever thought about playing any sports or anything? Or you just felt like, you know what, I'm going to just go study and that's about it? Yeah,
so I realized pretty early, especially after all those sports that I did try out, that sports just wasn't for me.
Okay.
I always was very active. Even before those, things that I tried out for, I did do dance when I was a child. So I did dance. I did take a gymnastics class when I was younger, not for long, but I did do that for a little bit. None of it really resonated with me. When I went to college, I wasn't really interested in doing any sports or anything like that. I'm not really a big person on school spirit and stuff like that. I never really have been, not even in high school. I think high school and the school that I went to kind of ruined it for me, because I did kind of like feel alone at my high school that I went to, because it was a predominantly white school. So I think there was like 3 black kids out of like 1,000 students. Yeah. So I kind of did feel alone. I didn't really feel like, yay, school spirit. I did participate one year and I want to say like a few times I did participate here and there, but for the most part, I never really been big on school spirit and stuff like that. Right. I kind of been more on the, let me, study, let me get my school work done. Let's finish this degree. Let's finish this, diploma, all that. Yeah.
Right. Makes sense. And okay, let me just go into detail here also. Mm-hmm. So how I actually found out about you, it was from this video. Mm-hmm. It was from this real video that was posted by you from your fitness page. Mm-hmm. And I was like, who's this girl? Like, and I just clicked on it. I was listening. I'm like, okay, where's she from? And I saw, oh, she's in Buffalo. Perfect. And then you kind of mentioned throughout the video how you started off like with your fitness journey,
Yes.
and so on, and you started doing just workouts here and here. And the reason why you kind of like dive into fitness was because you felt like you was very thin.
Yes. Yes.
Very thin girl.
Yes.
And so on. And how did that make you feel? Just let's talk about just being thin in general. Like, how did that make you feel? Because a lot of people usually become either insecure of their
Yes.
bodies. They either just feel as if, like
Yes.
there's something wrong with their body, like either they're sick or so on. So how did that make you feel? And before we even get into like the fitness journey
Yeah.
itself.
So, I grew up very thin, very, very skinny. It made me feel very insecure. There were some days where I liked the way that I looked, but then there were some days where I didn't. And I'm not for sure if it's because of the things people said about me or if it was just like my own projection. Because I wouldn't say I got made fun of for it. These were friends at the time. These were people that I called my friend or even family, people that I loved, that would just make comments on my weight like, oh, you're such a stick, or you're stuff like that. I grew up hearing stuff like that, and it kind of like made me not like the way I look. You know what I mean? So over time, I would say the insecurity did grow stronger, to the point where I just felt like I needed to change. I didn't feel grown in my body at all. Like, as I was getting older, I still had this very childlike body, and I didn't like that because everybody else around me was growing into a woman, and it was just me that was just like still looking like I was 11 years old and I was 17. So it's like I kind of just I felt insecure. And then boys too, same thing. Dealing with boys when I was younger, it was like they made comments about my weight and stuff like that, and they made it seem like it was like a negative thing to be small and stuff like that. So I would say it definitely was a big insecurity for me, and it was definitely something that I wanted to fix immediately.
And how about like, because a lot of people have a way to overcome those insecurities and people's words or whatever that kind of get to you. Like, what did you do in order to kind of support your mental health? Because I know when people do come to you saying all that nonsense, kind of tips you off, like in the way that now you're doing bad in school, for example. Now it's like your relationship with your family, like it's not good because they will see you as a person that just want to be locked in a room for like hours. Like you don't want to get out. Like you said, the people that were so close to you, such as family or friends, they will call you like a steak or whatever. But there's something such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, and so on. Like, how were you able to kind of like overcome all those things and be able to kind of participate in those family holidays?
So I didn't. So the thing is, it was very hard to participate in family, stuff. Because it was like every time it was like, that's all you're gonna eat, or you don't want a little bit more on your plate, you know what I mean? Or something like stuff like that.
Right.
And growing up in a black household, being thin is kind of, what's it called? It's kind of, I want to say, looked down upon. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So sorry to stop.
No,
you,
no,
like,
go ahead.
We Africans, so in Africa, if you're fat, why you laughing?
Nothing, because I already know what you're going to say.
Why you laughing?
I already know what you're going to say. Because I see both parts. I see both parts.
So in Africa, when you fat, a lot of people look at you as, oh, that person has money. That person is good every day. Da-da-da, But in America, when you fat, it's like they look at you as like, oh, that person eats so much.
Yes.
That person is broke.
What's
all
crazy?
They do is eat McDonald's.
Yes, and what's crazy? In the black community, if you're too skinny, it's a problem. It's looked down upon. But if you're too fat, it's also looked down upon. So it's like you're eating a lot. So, for example, I've had friends tell me that, bigger friends, they would tell me that they would, go to their family functions and stuff like
Right.
that, and that family would make comments like, "Oh, you shouldn't eat too much of that. You already too big." Blah blah blah. Stuff
That's
like.
crazy.
So it's like, what do y'all want us to? You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of a big controversy. I really just feel like as long as you're healthy, yeah, as long as you're healthy, you're good. So yeah.
Define healthy.
Yeah.
No, define healthy.
Define healthy?
Yeah, in your own way.
Being healthy, I would say, for me, is, getting your proper exercise, eating good, and yeah, that's pretty, eating good, and also taking care of your mental health as well. But when you do all those other things, when you're exercising, when you're eating good food for your body, your mental health kind of takes care of itself. Yeah,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Because there's a lot of things that could affect your mental health, such as being underweight, being overweight, that can affect your mental health. So I feel like when you fix your weight issue,
Right.
all those other problems kind of get cleared away. Working out is a stress reliever. Eating good food feels good. It makes you feel good. So I do think that really does take care of itself, honestly.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I will actually give you the same exact definition.
Mm-hmm.
So like, just people say you become what you eat.
Yeah.
So like you become what you eat. So if you're eating good, if you're eating healthy, then it's really gonna help you
Yeah.
out. Either your mental health, your body itself. If you're exercising, same thing. Like when you get your body stronger, your mind becomes stronger too. So,
Absolutely.
which is the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's now dive into the fitness journey.
All right.
Where Sophia actually, started taking fitness so seriously.
Yes.
So, when was the first day you actually stepped in the gym and signed for that gym membership and said, you know what, I'm going to dedicate my time into this weight room every single day so that way I can prove all those people that were talking so much nonsense to me wrong, that I could become who I am today?
So I started my entire fitness journey day one. I want to say, I started it exactly February 1st, 2022. I didn't get home in 2022 until, I want to say, from winter break. I want to say like a little bit like mid-January.
Right.
So my goal was, okay, once you get back to school and once you get comfortable, I want you to start the gym February 1st, 2022. And so I stuck with that. I got my gym membership. I started the gym. And yeah, that's how like that first, that first start started. You know what I mean? I want to say I was very inconsistent the first year that I started. I would be in the gym for maybe 2 weeks, consistent, and then I wouldn't go. And you know what I mean? And I don't know if it was because of my living conditions, because I was in a dorm.
Right.
It is hard to eat good in a dorm. So, and I really was trying to prioritize my nutrition. And it was just really hard to prioritize nutrition when I'm eating mostly frozen meals and noodles and stuff like that, packaged processed food, basically. So I kind of was just like, okay, let's just take a break until you go home, and then you could, take the gym seriously.
Right.
But then I went through a breakup. I went through a breakup in April. And it was really bad. It was really, really bad. I ended up losing weight. I ended up declining in school. And it was in the middle of my semester too, which was that really made me mad. Because when you're a college student, school ends for us in May. So it was April. I was just trying to, get the semester done.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had to go through that. So when I went home, it was a lot. I thought that it was going to be easy to, get into the gym and stuff like that. But the emotions started to kick back into me pretty quick, because it was like me and his family was really close, and I was more at his house than I was at my own house. So me being
That's
back,
crazy. That was clingy as hell.
Clingy, very, because we were a COVID relationship, I like to call it. We were a COVID relationship.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
We were a COVID relationship, so
that's the one. That's the one.
We started talking in 2019, and we started dating in January of 2020, and then after that, a little bit after that, right, COVID hit. I was staying at his house one day. I have small siblings at my mom's house. I was staying at his house one day, and my mom was like, "You need to stay there because I don't want them to get sick because you've been around other people." So I kind of just stayed there over COVID, and it kind of just grew our relationship like that. But yeah, our family was like this. So going home, I was very depressed. Over that summer of 2022. I want to say I did have fun, but I was very depressed and I was very skinny. I lost all the weight that I was working on during the school year. I was very skinny. I was working a lot. I was outside a lot with my friends. It wasn't a good time for me. And I was still, going back to the boy too. So that was really what was messing me up the most. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. But I want to say after that, and then the rest of the year, so after I went back to school in the fall of 2022, right before 2023, I went through a lot too. I went through a lot of financial problems and stuff like that. And, I was in school as well, so it was kind of a lot. So, yeah, I kind of took a break from the gym. But towards the end of December, I was like, okay, when January 1st starts, I want you to really take this serious and not give up. Ever since January 1st of 2023 started, I have been locked in the gym. I have not took one break. Been in the gym. Yeah.
You're so
yeah, I've been locked in. You know what I mean? But yeah.
That's legit. That's a good story.
Yeah.
You know why? That's why I wanted you here, because it's really something that's gonna inspire other people.
Yes.
Because being through all the obstacles and now look at you.
Yes.
Glowing,
yes.
working out, taking care of your body. That's what everybody wants to see.
Right.
You don't want to see nobody just giving up on life.
Right.
Stuff like that. So how about let me ask you some interesting questions here. So in the gym, we all work out and so on, but we all put on different outfits and so on. What's your favorite gym outfit that you like to wear in most cases? Because a lot of people like to put on Gymshark and so on. So
brand?
Yeah,
Rise?
Yeah.
The current brand that I love right now is an Amazon brand. It's called, I want to say, Aerolola or something like that. It's on Amazon though. You won't miss it. I actually have them on right now. But I love their brand. It's affordable and it's affordable, it's comfortable and very lightweight and very good material. But they are gym brands that I do want to soon purchase, which is Gymshark for sure. I like some of their stuff, not really all their stuff, but some of their stuff, their sports bras are really nice. I definitely will get that. I do like Lululemon, which is this jacket right here, the Define jacket. I love these. They're expensive, but I love them. I'll soon get more colors, because they are really expensive. But yeah. And what's another brand? There's another brand, Daphne, too. I don't think it's an American brand, but Daphne, I think it's a UK brand. I love their clothes, too. They need to hurry up and send me an email so we can work together.
So also basically now it's you're focused on being an ambassador
yes.
for a certain brand and so
yes. I have some that are soon will be announced.
That's just,
Yeah, soon will be announced. There is
Okay.
one on the 30th, so
Okay.
stay tuned for that. But yeah, yeah, I've worked with a few like small companies with gym clothes, but nothing really big yet. So
All right, that's legit, but we all wish you the
Thank
best.
you.
We all wish you the best. But now let's talk about the future. What's your future within like fitness? What are you looking to achieve?
Okay.
I know you're going to school for wellness,
yes,
if I'm correct. Yep.
Yes.
Wellness. And so just going to school for that, like what are you trying to do with that major as well?
so my major is biomedical sciences at UB. I want to go to medical school and I want to be an orthopedic surgeon. So that's just a passion that I've always wanted to fulfill. And fitness, on the other hand, is kind of like another passion of mine. I have a lot of passions, but that's one of, the ones that are up there. I am currently an online coach. I just launched the 17th. So I want to say that was last Monday.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the app.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I am an online coach, so I do plan on sticking with that, just because it's more convenient for me and more convenient for my clients. I was an in-person trainer over the summer. It didn't really do too good, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because of the target audience, but I don't know. It kind of didn't do too good. But I really have hopes for the online coaching just because it's more convenient and it's easier for people, you know what I mean? And it's more affordable as well. I do plan on opening gyms in the future. I do plan on doing a clothing line, which is actually real soon, hopefully next year. And yeah,
You got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, a lot on my plate. Yeah.
That's good. Like I said, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about the online app. The app that you created. What made you want to create the app? I know it's more convenient, like you said, but like, did any influencers and so on kind of like inspired you to look into creating your own app and just making it faster and quicker to train people through online?
Yeah, so there has been a few influencers that I've been following that has been doing online coaching. I never really knew how to get into online coaching. A company reached out to me and was like, they noticed that my TikTok following was pretty good. My engagement on Instagram was pretty good. They noticed that I didn't have any online coaching going on at all, and they reached out to me and wanted to work with me in creating an app and creating a platform to really help others, fulfill their fitness goals. And so that's what I did. I worked with them for about 2 months to create my app. And the goal was really to be on the affordable side, but to also inspire people and to push people to want to start their fitness journey. Right. And, that was really my main goal. I love fitness. I love everything about fitness. I really want to not only inspire everybody to start the gym, but to inspire the Black community, because I do think that we lack health in our community. I think a lot of people don't take it very serious. And it's not really, it's our fault, but it's not really our fault, but I'm not even gonna get into that. But
you could get to it. You can get to it. They want to hear.
Yeah, so
come on, get to it.
I really feel like, when you drive around the hood, you see certain things that pop out that you don't see pop out in the suburbs. For example, when you drive around the hood, you see a bunch of liquor stores, a bunch of hookah shops, a bunch of fast food, a bunch of, just stuff that is not good for us, that is being promoted more. But when you drive to the suburbs, you barely see a smoke shop. You barely see a liquor store. It's more yoga centers, gyms, this smoothie place that's good for you, healthy food options, healthy grocery store options, stuff like that. And I do know that it is a money thing. I do understand that.
Right.
But I really just want us to wake up a little bit and start really pushing and really working ourselves to really push to like the healthy living, because healthy living is what's gonna help you overcome all these diseases and, you know, really live a good, long, healthy life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my goal is to really wake up my community and like get them to believe in health and wellness and fitness and just overall bettering yourself in the health aspect. Our people really focus their minds on getting money. Like that's all people care about. Getting money
and smoking weed, and
Yes.
drinking, and
Yes.
partying. No,
And
I
that,
feel you.
yeah, and it really frustrates me. It really frustrates me because it's more to life than getting money, and it's more to life than smoking weed or drinking and getting drunk. Like, I want people to be more fascinated by really taking care of themselves and taking care of their bodies, taking care of the people around them, and stuff like that. So, and you don't need all the money in the world to eat better. That's another thing I want people to I want to tell y'all. I'm a college student and I'm an independent college student, so I take care of myself. And I don't have food stamps. I don't have, you know what I mean? I don't have anything that could help me to get me foods and stuff like that. But I budget correctly and I make sure that I spend certain money on things that matter and less on things that don't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I want people. I think people really just think, oh, it just costs so much to eat healthy and do all these things, and it really
So
doesn't.
just excuses.
Yeah.
Actually, there's stores like Aldi's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like different stores where they sell
Exactly.
things for like cheaper and stuff. So
Exactly.
It's just excuses.
It's just excuses. I just
Right.
really feel like that. So, and I'm kind of getting tired of it.
And the reason why we're saying is excuses, man. We're not from like Bill Gates' family.
Right.
You know, so we're all in the same boat, but we
Right.
just find a way to work around it.
Right. I'm poor, but I still, you know, I still get in the gym, but I still eat very healthy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Facts. Okay, and so you kind of mentioned, you kind of highlighted like an important like point about our communities and so on. So I was actually arguing with the white person
Wow.
on, yeah, he's my friend, but like
I know, but y'all were having a
yeah,
nice.
we was having like a argument.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, don't you realize like every time we're walking around or going around, don't you realize we see all these liquor stores in the hood that we don't even see in the white places?
Exactly.
Like in the suburbs. He said, nah, bro, we have them too. I'm like, how many? How many do you see in every corner? He said, there's one right there. I'm like, okay, just one. But like, how many do you see in the hood? Okay, let's drive around. Let's
Right.
see. And we'll see like so many. I'm
So
like, we had
many.
like the
the
crazy,
lights, the LED lights.
oh my God.
Yup.
You know, and then it came to a point like you just mentioned like that, and I was like, that's really true. It's like our neighborhoods are filled up with all those, like, let me call them like toxins, whatever, if I'm saying it correct. You know, all those like bad
Stuff that is bad for you. It's
bad things.
advertised.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like fast food. You know, they don't really, you can't really find the checkers in the suburbs.
Exactly.
You find all the checkers like around us, like right now.
Exactly. You see a lot of like restaurants and just cafes and stuff that pertain to being healthy. You don't see that around here. You don't really see that.
Exactly.
So I want to say that's really the big problem, honestly. And we really just have to wake up and ignore that. You know, if we ignore the McDonald's and we ignore all the, you know, bad things, eventually they're going to leave because they're not getting business here. So it's like, and then better places are going to open up for your, you know, your health.
It's not only ignoring. You know, throughout like the riots,
Yes.
throughout the lootering and stuff like that. As soon as they loot a store,
Yeah.
it goes away.
Yeah.
You know, so if we ignore it, for example, it's a much better way to ignore it than
Yeah.
just to loot it. Because I've seen it throughout like the one winter that came. People were breaking into certain stores and so on. So like they will all just leave. leave the neighborhood.
Exactly.
And now people are left out without like a certain liquor store. You know, so now one liquor store is gone.
Exactly.
But we could do it in the most positive.
Yeah.
We could do it in the most positive way.
But yeah, I definitely see what you're talking about.
Yeah, like boycott type shit.
Yes, like I don't know. It's not enough people that really care. You know what I mean?
They're not going to do it, man. People like the Hennessy, you know.
They love their weed. They love their fast food. Yeah. They love it. And the reason why I said earlier, when I said my in-person training didn't do as well, right. I want to talk more about that. I live in the East Side. My Facebook page is mostly all people from this area, from the hood, you know, from the city of Buffalo.
Hey, not the whole city is a hood.
Yeah, not the whole city. Yeah, not the whole city. But y'all know what I mean. But I advertised my training to them the most. You know what I mean? Because these were the people around me. And it didn't really get as much people to do it. There was people that started but soon quit because it was something. There was always an excuse. I don't want to say it was an excuse, but I feel like deep down.
Nah, it's a hangover.
Yeah. Like it was always something why they stopped, why they had to stop or something. You know what I mean? And I just was very bummed. And I wasn't bummed because of the lack of money coming in, because it was a side hustle for me. I was bummed because I really want people to get their lives right when it comes to health and fitness and wellness, all of that. So I was kind of sad because it was like when I first was advertising it, a lot of people were asking me, oh, can I go to the gym with you? Can blah, blah, blah. And then that's when I decided that I wanted to start personal training. And before I started personal training, I was like, will you guys be interested in booking blah, 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 blah.
Right. I mean, shoot.
Everybody was showing love. Like, it was so many people very interested in getting trained. I post the booking site. Barely anybody booked. My prices were so low, y'all. When I say it was ridiculous. I want to talk about how much personal trainers are charging. Regular personal trainers are charging anywhere from $50 to $100 plus for just 1 hour of training. Do you know how much I was charging for just 2 hours of training?
$15.
No. I was charging for 2 hours of training. I was charging $40. 2 hours.
40, that's good.
For 2 hours of training. And if you just want 1 hour, $20.
That's good.
And still nobody was taking it.
That's what's wrong with our community.
Yes. Yeah. But, and you know, the crazy thing is you can't even tell me budgeting. You can't even tell me it's a money problem, because it's not a money problem. You just don't know how to budget. Because I did my research. Weed smokers, right? Do you know how much they spend a month on weed? Because they buy it every week. On average, they're spending at least $300 to $400 plus on weed for a month. Yes.
I bet even more.
I promise you, I bet even more, depending on the size.
Right.
So I was just and so much other things, liquor, takeout, so much other things, but you can't afford to put in a little bit of money for your health. That's what I don't understand.
Not just your health, but like it also comes into play where there's people within your circle that's not willing to support you.
And that's another thing.
That's another fucked up thing.
Yes, I believe in birds of a feather flock together.
No, hell yeah. That's how people grow. That's how people grow. Because a lot of times, if you see like most of these successful people, they all started from somewhere. Yes. If you do listen to them, they will tell you like, you know what, like I had my friends, like in order for me, like my friends, they ain't had to buy my shirts. They ain't had to buy my shoes or whatever, but they had to kind of like support me in a different form.
Absolutely.
And especially now it's like social media. If they're not willing to support you as to pay for your courses and so on, they can support you by promoting your courses.
Ooh, I'm so big on that.
You know,
I
like
am so big on that.
Promoting it. Like it takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
2 seconds
That's
to
another
share.
thing. Oh my God.
You know,
That's
they can do
another
that.
thing. That's another thing. The lack of support. One thing about me, if anybody follows me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever social platform that you have of me, especially Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Anytime I see somebody posting their business, I don't even know half of these people.
You don't know
I
them.
share it. I like it. I comment something. I show some type of love and support, but it's never really reciprocated. And honestly, it doesn't bother me too much. Like it bothers me because it's like I'm taking the time out of my day, regardless if I know you or not, to support you and support your business, because you never know who's interested in that on your platform.
You know, one thing to tell you, sorry, but like it will only bother you if you're not passionate.
Exactly.
About your work.
Exactly.
You know? But if you're really passionate and you know your direction, you know where you're headed
Yes.
to, then it wouldn't even bother you at all.
Yes. So at first I used to get really upset. Like I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna share their stuff anymore. But I was like, you know,
trying to be petty too,
right? Like if you're not gonna share my stuff, I'm not gonna share yours.
Right.
But now I have a better outlook on it. I honestly don't care if you don't share my stuff. I'm gonna still share your stuff. You know what I mean? I'm gonna still show love because I don't know. It's something. I've always been the showing love type of person.
Right.
So it's like
Respect.
I shouldn't let somebody who is not a showing love type of person affect me and stop me from doing what I usually do. You know what I mean? Right. So, don't change yourself. Don't change yourself. Don't matter what somebody says to you, what somebody is doing to you, whether it's reciprocated or whether it's not. Don't change yourself. Stay true to yourself, really.
Yo, just support your friends how you support these celebrities.
Literally.
You don't even know.
Y'all be quick to support the celebrities.
Lil Durk broke up with India. Like they post like how many status or that like on a daily basis, or even talk about that. So just it's nothing like personal or anything. Just I feel like within our black communities, if we support each other, I always say this: being black is an asset.
Absolutely.
So if we support each other, we're all gonna win in some way.
Exactly.
Because we all have so much talents.
Exactly.
We all have so much we all have so much things to offer. And as a black culture, we kind of influence every other cultures around us. So like being black is an asset. It's like, let's use that in a way to kind of like push each other to
exactly. I definitely agree.
Right.
I definitely agree. I really think that the black community is more of, they think that somebody's trying to be like them, or somebody's trying to hate on them, and that's just too. We gotta stop that, because if we really band together like some of these other communities are doing, we would change. We would shake the world. Like there is just so much talent within the black community, and it's unfortunate that we have a lot of people that think that it's somebody trying to be like them, somebody trying to copy them, somebody trying to hate on them or something like that. And that should never be the case. We should be working together. We should band together, and we should really try and change around this social construct. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I don't know. I want better for us, for real. I do.
Definitely. We all want better for us. For ourselves,
right,
our families, and so on. But we just gonna end it here.
All right.
It was good.
It was good, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was good. Your first podcast. So
yeah.
Appreciate you for being here. You was here on time too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're really from the suburbs.
Yeah. I thought I was running late. That's crazy. I thought I was running late.
You was here like
oh my god
1:30. I said 1:30, and you was here like 1:28.
Yes.
1:28.
I felt like I was late. So that's crazy.
That's crazy. But man, thank you for tuning in, man. This is East Child Podcast with your one and only host, Glory Boy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also hit the thumbs up. And don't forget to follow her on her social medias. You can just tell them.
Okay, so both my TikTok and Instagram is the same. It's FitPhia _. So it's spelled FITPHIA _ for both.
All right. And we out of here.
All right.
Let's
Thank you.
Bye.